policies quickly forgotten and replaced by more meaningful solutions. I remember when I was growing up, and even up till now, there's been a lot of products coming to the market. I'm sure if you think about it clearly, you will remember products that come into the market, either cars and things, and the next thing they just fizzle out. You don't hear anything about them anymore. Quickly forgotten, they come in and replaced by more meaningful solutions. I remember when I was growing up, and even up till now, there's been a lot of products coming to the market. I'm sure. because you want to constantly evolve the product, build it over a sprint period so that you can keep improving, reducing the risk of costly mistakes down the line. I guess that's one of the beautiful things about Agile compared to waterfall. In waterfall, maybe all the requirements will be gathered and the product is built, and then mistakes down the road, you go back to correct it, the change process and everything. But with Agile, which is 2 weekly sprints, you can build a feature, quickly test it, see how it's doing, go back and improve on it. And then prioritization. As the ideation phase progresses, prioritize the most promising concepts based on their impact, okay? Feasibility and alignment with your problem statement. Again, don't forget, I take you back to the problem statement, okay? This focused approach will ensure that your resources are allocated effectively. So this is the ideation and concept development stage now, okay? Then user feedback. I cannot overemphasize the importance of having feedback. It's interesting that these days, when you go to some websites to buy a product or whatever, as soon as you finish, they'll say feedback. And sometimes they will not allow you to submit click submit until you do that feedback. They incorporate it in, which I think is quite bizarre. They incorporate it in because they want to get a feedback from you, then you click submit. All what they're trying to do is to get feedback from you so that they will improve on the next iteration. They will improve the features to make it use the feedback you've given to build a more user-friendly product. So there's what we call the MVP, minimum viable product. Okay, once you've identified a promising concept, okay, you want to develop a minimum viable product. This is a basic version of your solution that captures its core functionality. This allows you to test the product with real users and gather feedback. Again, talking about this concept of feedback early on. And after that is user testing. What is user testing? It's being able to locate your target audience and testing this product with them, observing how they interact with this MVP you have built. Then you're going to pay close attention to how they react to this product. Are there any frustrations they're facing? If they're facing these frustrations, you note it down, get the feedback, areas of confusion. Maybe it's a software you build that's supposed to, people are supposed to log in and do an automated process or do something. And then when people are going there, they're struggling. Which button do I press? This button looks like this one. It's not clear. Feedback, confusion, so that you improve that process. I never used to like Teams before because I thought that it was just giving so much headache. But over a period of time, I discovered that they've taken a lot of feedback on, and they're getting a lot better now. They're becoming a lot more user-friendly now compared to what it used to be a couple of months ago. So now it's not a pain using them. Before I used to abhor using it, but I see that they've invested a lot into product improvement now. That's based on feedback they've gotten. Then iterate and improve. Based on the insights gained from user testing, iterate and improve your product. Address any issues, bring in new features, streamline the overall experience. And this process, this iterative process, this repeating process should continue throughout the development cycle, ensuring that your solution remains aligned with what the user needs. Again, iteration and improvement. We cannot run away from data. For those of you who are a little bit scared about data, I've posted a lot on data on my LinkedIn profile, on all the platforms I belong to. I do some weekly posts on data, which is coming to an end, I think, this week or next week. So go and read through data. What I've posted is not exactly very difficult. It's something user-friendly, in my own opinion, and the feedback I've gotten is quite nice, that is easy to access. So read on it and get yourself educated on data. So data-driven insights. Leverage data analytics. Data don't lie. To gain insights into how users are interacting with your product is very important. Then identify areas for improvement, uncover usage patterns, and make informed decisions based on quantitative evidence. Feedback again, user feedback. Continuously solicit feedback from your user base through surveys, focus groups, and support channels. This ongoing dialogue would help you identify pain points, gather feature requests, and ensure that your product remains relevant and valuable. And of course, foster a culture of collaboration within your development team. The dev team are the people who build the product. They are the coders, okay? Especially when you're building a software. Foster that culture of collaboration, encouraging open communication and cross-functional cooperation. This approach ensures that diverse perspectives are considered, not just my perspective, your perspective, so that your product benefits from a wealth of expertise. And then we come to the launching, like when we said, it goes live, okay? It's now launched, and then scalability of the solution, launch strategy. You want to develop a very, very comprehensive launch strategy that considers your market, your target market, marketing channels, even the pricing model, because a well-executed launch of product can generate buzz and drive early adoption. Before a product goes on, you hear a lot of vibes going on, a lot of vibes. So this product is coming, is going to address this, is going to address this. There's a lot of vibes around it. This is what it's going to do. the pain points people have been experiencing is put out. You know that when you go in, shopping is such a pain these days. However, I remember the local shop near where I live. It was shut down for 1 month. It was such a pain because we had to go to somewhere far away to be doing shopping now. But what did that do? They said that there's a lot of long queues because when you go to the till, people queue up. Somebody wants to buy just one item, is queuing up 2 items and a trolley load. So there was this pain point of people waiting endlessly to do a purchase. But they shut the store down, I think, for a month or 2, and they said they want to revamp the store and make it more user-friendly. Yeah, it was a bit of a pain because we had to go to other stores a bit far away. But by the time they came back, waiting time to check out your item was cut by about 30 minutes. You just buy your product, boom, you go. They have installed a self-service section where you just go, scan your product, off you go. Go scan your product, off you go. Of course, there was the initial period of testing to see how, and then of course, scalability as well. So that's the essence of this thing, the launch strategy. They kept talking about it's going to save time, this and that, the benefits, and people actually look forward to it. And when it opened, of course, and then we're still stuck with them Aldi now. Now, scalability. Design your product with scalability in mind from the outset, because that is one of the flaws of products that were designed before now. When it was time to scale up, because business volume increases, scalability became an issue. People could not scale up because to go and scale up meant they have to do a lot of infrastructural change, a lot of money, a lot of resources has to go in. The beautiful thing is that from these days, when you're building a product, you have in mind scalability. So you build it with that robustness that when the business scales up or down, it's robust enough to handle peak seasons and down seasons. Okay, so ensure that your infrastructure, architecture, and processes can accommodate rapid growth and increase demand as your user base expands. Take, for example, clothing items for young people who are going to secondary school. Okay, in September is always at its peak because people are going back September, fresh start, year 7s. Everybody's just rushing uniform, fresh uniform. So the demand is very high at that point in time. So those people who are building uniform products for kids, they have to ensure that there's enough supply that will meet all the needs of students. And there come a time that, like now, end of the academic year, nobody's buying really uniform now because the thing has dropped. So at that point in time too, they should be able to handle that downtime as well.
Evolve the product,
continuous improvement
about a sprint period, so
even
that
after launching,
you can
continue to
improve
iterate,
reducing the risk of costly mistakes down the line.
based on
I guess
user
that's one of
feedback.
the beautiful things
Like
about
I talked
Agile
about
compared
Teams,
to
Microsoft Teams. How
Waterfall.
I used to
In Waterfall,
dislike them
the
before
the
because
requirements will be gathered
being
and the
too
product is
user-friendly,
built, and then
but they
mistakes
have
down the road, you go back to correct.
used feedback to improve the features now, so it's more user-friendly now. People had left Teams and opted for other collaborative platforms, other video conferencing platforms that are even more effective than Teams, because people leverage on the fact that Teams supposedly being a big market player was not working too well. So they left them and went to other platforms. But they saw that they were losing business now, so they stepped up their game. Use that feedback for continuous improvement. So basically, in a nutshell, yeah, that is how you build a product that matters, a product that stands the test of time. Now, if you have any question, I would, Tom or anybody can just unmute anybody. They can ask their question or they can put your question in the chat and we can take it from there. But while on that, just quickly, just want to let you know that LIT, Lean Icon Technology, I'm a product. I'm an alumnus of LIT. I trained with them on a couple of programs. I did my data modeling with them. I did my initial business analysis with them. I did my SAFE 6 with them. You know, all of it. I've worked with them over the years. I've done training and stuff with them. It's a fantastic platform for you to get your training. So join the next in-house virtual training for the Safe Release Train Engineer Certificate. The trainer himself is William Cosina, MSc Ozone, ALP, SPCRTE. Fantastic dude, man. I've worked with him. William is a splendid guy, man. It's a 3-day crash course, 24 to 26 June, 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. And this course is ideal for those who are Scrum Masters, Agile coaches, and product managers looking to, again, you can see it's been clearly defined here. If you're looking to gain a deep understanding of the SAFe framework, master release trend engineering practices, lead and coach Agile teams to deliver value, advance your career in the Agile world. The excellent news is that there's a discounted price going on right now. The original price is £2,295, but currently there's this 1,655 deal going on. So go ahead, grab it. Get in touch with me. I'll put you through to William, or get in touch with William or Lead Icon Technology. Don't miss out on this opportunity to advance your career. So I didn't just want to miss out on this important information. So questions now and comments or contributions. We've got about 4 minutes. Oh, there's something on the chat. Yep. How do you deal with leaders and colleagues who do not take feedback? Question 2, what other channels can we use to get feedback aside pop-up forms? Question 3, how long should a business take feedback in the development process? Very important questions, very, very important questions. I'll take question 1. How do you deal with leaders and colleagues who do not take feedback? Now, like they say, change takes time. Sometimes it doesn't happen overnight, so you got to bear that in mind. But it does happen over a period of time. How would I deal with it? First of all, it would take education, a mind shift change, to deal with people on giving them the importance of taking feedback. Okay? Now, how the message is put across is quite important. So give them the importance, the value, support it with evidence-based answer. That look at here, look at here, look at here. When they took feedback, it brought this. Like I gave an example with Microsoft Teams that I did not like them before, but because they've taken feedback in, they've improved their features. So that's what we're having now. So use that to work with them. They might need to take some coaches' advice and work with people specifically. That would be my approach to it. There must be other approaches as well. Number 2, what other channels can we use to get feedbacks aside pop-up forms? Now, by the time I like people who have other perspective. My perspective is not the only perspective. There are tons of perspectives here. What other channels can we use to get feedbacks aside pop-up forms? Oh, wow. Email. You can email, and you can, get people to not just pop-up forms now, surveys dedicated to users with the data you've collected of the people. You could say, even if it's a phone call, that you've just finished having a phone call, they tell you, please, you get an email straight away or a text message to say, please fill this form quickly, a link. And in getting feedback, you have to make it user-friendly. You don't want it to be a cumbersome experience. Sometimes you might want to get qualitative feedback as well, which is very important, but it should be something user-friendly to encourage people to do it, because that's how you get the feedback. And number 3, how long should a business take feedback in the development process? Very good. Now, this is the iteration now, because you remember we talked about MVP? So when the MVP comes out and you have the users, they look at it, they use it, you see how long, you see the frustration, the pain points. Now the iteration takes 2 weeks, and depending on the release of the products, that's how you use it, okay, to build on the next loop to improve the process. In developing physical product, how expensive can this approach be? Any suggestions on how to do this in a cost-effective way? Again, you have to go back to data. This is where you leverage on data. Feedback. So you're developing a physical product like all these cars, laptops that are being built. You have to look for the most economical way. That's why you need to collaborate with people who are in this area. Like you want to develop a product, you have to look at user researchers, use data, and that will do research in building similar products. How much did it cost? And then how much is it going to cost you to develop your own product? That will give you a baseline to know how to scale, what to do, what to cut out. Experts are there to help you out. in these processes. And if you need help, of course, you have people around who can help you on that. How do you prioritize user feedback and also incorporate it into your design? Is Kaba on the call? I'd like Kaba to quickly handle that again so that people don't just hear my voice, or if William on the call, you can just unmute yourself. Someone can unmute them so that people don't get bored of just hearing my same voice over and over again. Already we're just 1 minute over the time, and we're always trying to stick to time. So this is going to be the last question we're taking for tonight, please. Tom, can
you are doing a fantastic job, and thank you so much for taking your time to join us this evening. So keep answering our questions. I had one I was going to send you on divergent thinking. What about for fiscal products? Is it through the ideation and concept development? Is it quite different to non-fiscal products? Can the same concepts be applied?
Yes, it can be, William. It can be. Let me just go back to the slide now. I did have something here on the ideation. Yeah. Now, what I like about this ideation and concept development is there's so much that can happen when you get people together in a room to brainstorm divergent thinking. You'll be so shocked. I've been running Beyond Barriers for some time now, and every evening we meet together, you're shocked at the solution that people propose. And I like the out-of-box thing. So if you're building a physical product, even a process, when you listen to other people, you have divergent viewpoints. People are giving you perspective that you can build into your process. Because if you're running a physical business and you're doing delivery, for example, you should have an end-to-end process mapped out. Now, this end-to-end process will take into account times of delivery, your product, and things like that. Now, look at your competitors. What are they offering? What is the pain point now? The pain point that you're from the feedback you're getting that your customers are giving you, is it that it takes such a long time for them to receive a product from you? So you might look at your delivery channel. The people you're using, how effective are they? Or when the products go there, it's not in its original state. Is it that you need to go into an agreement, a quality agreement with your deliverers to say, listen, this product has to be delivered in a certain condition, so that, especially depending on which part of the world you are at, because I know we have different audiences here. So those are the things you have to take into account. Again, there's always a benchmark. Look at what other providers are giving out. Don't just live in your own world. Look at what are they offering, then bring that to your own to eliminate the pain point that your customers are having, which takes you back to that culture of feedback. Cost is part of it. If you're selling a phone, £2, and somebody is offering a similar phone for £1.50, there must be something they're doing right. How did they get it at what 50 for the same value? You want to look at your process. You want to cut down your process? You want to streamline your process to eliminate waste? Is there any way that waste is so that you can be competitive? If not so, you're not going to sell the product. I don't know whether that answers the question. I hope it does.
It does. It does. Thanks so much.
Thanks, William. And for those of you who may not know, William is the guy who actually, when it comes to the IT space, that's the guy who actually made me. William is a great guy. He's been my personal trainer in all what I've done. We've had some fantastic time with William, in the space. And in your journey in the IT world product, you need somebody that you're going to be bouncing off ideas with, who can lead you and guide you through life's journey. So when I went into the IT space, that was the guy that, I used to bounce off my ideas with. He told me where I'm this. And, William is a brilliant guy, man. He's a brilliant guy. He's worked with top-notch organizations across the world in product development, in training their teams for SAFe, and whole organization. He's had experiences, tremendous experiences that if you listen to his training, latch onto his training, I tell you what, you'll get a lot. And he's a public speaker as well. He's a storyteller as well. He's a sportsman. I'm not trying to sell William to you, but I'm telling you that if you go into his training program, you're in safe hands. That's my point.
Thank you. I'll send a check through. Thank you so much.
So, William, that brings me to the end of today's session. We are just about 6 minutes over time. And thank you, everybody, for joining tonight's session. And
Esther has raised her hand. Does
okay.
Esther have to send a message before we go?
Okay.
Esther Lina, you can send a message.
Can somebody unmute her so to speak? Maybe she is not in a place that she can type, probably. Okay. All right. That's fine. Okay, cool. All right. That's fine. She says okay. Yep. All right. So thanks everybody for joining. William, anything from you, or do we bring the call to an end?
Let's come to an end. Thank you so much, Uwem.
Thanks everybody for joining. Thank you, William. Thank you for everybody. Have a fantastic rest of the day. Keep it going. Bye.
Bye. Bye.